Artificial intelligence is transforming the world at an unprecedented pace. But with every technological leap forward, there comes an equally significant challenge. Today, we are diving into a critical topic: how the increasing influence of AI is threatening our ability to learn the basics of any subject. And the long term implications are even more alarming, with potential risks to brain development and stunted growth in intellectual capabilities after a few decades if we become too dependent on AI. Studies suggest that children and adults alike are already relying on AI to answer basic questions instead of thinking critically. For example, a 2023 survey by Pew Research revealed that 36% of people aged 18 to 29 admit to using AI for homework, bypassing the need to understand fundamental concepts. This trend has severe implications for brain development. Neuroscience research indicates that when we engage in problem solving, we activate multiple regions of the brain. This process enhances cognitive flexibility and builds neural connections. However, when tasks are offloaded to AI, these neural pathways remain undeveloped, especially in young minds. Experts warn that if this reliance becomes a habit, it could result in diminished problem solving skills and creativity. For instance, data from the National Center for Biotechnology Information highlights that cognitive stimulation during early education impacts IQ scores by up to 20 points. Imagine the loss when future generations skip foundational learning altogether because AI is doing it for them. Let's take a practical example. Consider language learning. Apps like ChatGPT and Google Translate are now helping users write essays or emails with just a few prompts. While this is convenient, it eliminates the need to understand grammar, sentence structure, and vocabulary. Over time, these gaps accumulate, leading to poor communication skills. In fact, a report by Grammarly in 2022 noted that 52% of professionals struggle with writing, and this figure is expected to rise as more people rely on AI generated content. Another concern is the quality of content itself. When we use AI with only basic knowledge to generate prompts, the resulting content reflects our limited understanding. If this pattern continues, content quality will degrade over time. For example, researchers from Stanford University showed in a 2023 study that AI models are only as good as their training data. So, if users provide weak or incomplete inputs, AI inputs become repetitive and lack in depth. This phenomenon is known as the AI echo chamber effect, where recycled content gradually loses originality and value. Now, let's talk about the big picture. If widespread dependence on AI leads to intellectual stagnation, what happens to innovation? History teaches us that breakthroughs like the theory of relativity or the invention of the internet came from deep fundamental understanding. Will the next Einstein emerge if we stop prioritizing the basics? According to a report by the World Economic Forum, 65% of children entering primary schools today will work in jobs that don't yet exist. So, how can they succeed in these roles if their foundational skills are underdeveloped? The issue doesn't just affect individuals. Entire societies could face a productivity crisis. A 2023 study by McKinsey and Company estimates that AI could automate tasks worth up to 40% of global work hours by 2030. While this may sound like progress, it also raises the question, what will people do if they lack the skills to adapt? Countries like Japan and South Korea are already investing billions into reskilling programs to address this gap. But these efforts will fail if basic learning is not emphasized. So, what can we do about it? Number 1. Start by limiting the use of AI for trivial tasks. Challenge yourself to solve problems manually first. Number 2. Encourage children to engage in activities that promote critical thinking, such as puzzles, reading, or hands on experiments. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends no more than 2 to 3 hours of screen time per day for kids, and that includes time spent on AI tools. Number 3. Emphasize the importance of education systems focusing on foundational skills. Governments and schools must integrate AI responsibly, ensuring it complements, not replaces, human learning. Number 4. As adults, we should practice continuous learning. Take time to master new skills the traditional way before relying on AI to accelerate the process. A study by Harvard Business Review found that professionals who dedicated at least 20 hours to deep learning annually saw a 30% increase in job performance. To conclude, AI is undoubtedly a revolutionary tool, but it's up to us to decide how we use it. If we allow it to take over fundamental learning, we risk a future where intellectual growth is stunted, creativity dwindles, and innovation starts. Instead, let's use AI wisely as an assistant to amplify our abilities, not as a crutch to replace them. Together, we can ensure that future generations not only inherit advanced technology but also the critical thinking skills needed to use it responsibly. If this video resonated with you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. Let's build a future where technology and human potential grow hand in hand.